what's up mga ka-chasers? Nako, hello everyone! Alam nyo ba ha?
Ano?
Ito ang pang 546 na community quarantine. Grabe, no?
Wow.
2 taon na yata tayo nakakulong eh. Pero
Akala ko.
kahit na nakakulong tayo sa mga bahay natin, naku, marami tayong pag-uusapan na maiinit na balita sa mundo. Siyempre, ng palakasan. Ako po, Waylon Galvez. Siyempre, kasama ko yung mga na-miss kong kumpare. Unahin ko na ito. Parang nakikita ko si Mr. USA yata ito eh. Mr. USA, pasok. Jerry Ramos.
Hello, Waylon. Abak.
Hi, sir.
At sa lahat ng mga ka-chasers natin, isang mainit pero maulang Sabado, no? Kaya yung mga nagbabiyahe dyan, medyo konting ingat at madulas ang kalsada. Medyo hindi maganda sa mga biyahe, pero ingat pa rin. Oo. Kaya as part ng pag-iingat, kailangan sit back, relax, and fasten your seatbelt. Waylon?
Na-miss ko yung fasten your seatbelt mo, Jerry Ramos. Ito pa, siyempre, isa din sa na-miss ko. Nako, ang expert ng NBA.
Pasalubong sa amin.
Expert ng NBA, nako. Abak
May NBA pa ba? May NBA pa ba? Ay, nako. Good afternoon, mga ka-chasers. Akala ko, Waylon, yung sasabihin mong 546 ba yan? Akala ko 546 episodes na ng Chasedown.
No?
Yun naman pala.
Pwede.
Quarantine naman pala. Oo. At tsaka Jerry, tama yung sinabi mo, Jerry. Pagka madulas, sleeper yan. Kaya dahan-dahan sa mga standby lang kayo. Medyo kulang pa tayo ngayon. Wala pa si Attorney Riza at si Judge Perez, ano? Nanonood lang siguro sila muna. Saldi, pare, Flor, relax lang dyan, ha? Okay.
Yes. Pasasayahin ka namin, paring Saldi.
Tama ka dyan, Panyero Cordero and Panyerong Geraldo Ramos. Kaya bago natin kilatisin syempre lahat ng mga pagkadami-dami ng topics natin ngayong araw. And bago natin himay-himayin lahat yan, and bago tayo magkulitan sa episode na to, syempre, i-welcome natin yung mga kaibigan natin, mga ka-chasers natin dahil masaya tong araw na to.
Grabe.
Diyan lang kayo, dito sa
Chasedown! Para naghintayan,
para magsabay-sabay. Ito na, pare, unahin na natin, Abak at Jerry. Siyempre, yung mga headlines natin. Madami nangyayari ngayon. Unahin ko na. Ito, ang 19-year-old Fil-Canadian na si Leylah Fernandez, lalaban sa US Open. Kasbu yan, finals yan, mga repa. Repa Pits, finals, Kasbu, US Women's Open. Naku, aabangan yan.
Okay, next.
TNT
Tropang Giga. Solo leader pa rin sa PBA, Philippine Cup.
And, letter C. Ano ang susunod na kabanata para kay Senator Manny Pacquiao? Magre-retiro na ba o lalaban pa sa December ba? Alamin natin.
Hoy, December. Sama ako dyan, Abak,
Ay, siyempre.
Eto, siyempre! Yes! Woo! Hall of Famer na! Sige! Paul Pierce! Siyempre, Hall of Famer! Kasama si Chris Bosh, Chris Webber, at ilan pang nakapasok sa Basketball Hall of Fame. Iyan ang the truth, Kala nyo, Jerry, magbudli ka naman dyan.
Ay, siyempre. Oo naman.
Ito, siyempre, lahat ng yan, yung mga headlines natin, pag-uusapan natin yan, tatalakayin natin. At meron tayong isang special guest, makakausap natin later. ang ultimate fighter na si Ricky Turcios. Nakakapanalo lang yan sa kanyang first ever
Galing.
UFC fight. Guess natin mamaya yan. Pero eto, pare, alam ko nakatulog din naman kayo eh. The past several days na din, no? Yung 19-year-old Fil-Canadian na si Leylah Fernandez na lalaban nga sa US Open Women's Tennis. Siyempre, yung si Fernandez na yan, yung nanay niya yung Canadian na may halong Pinoy. Yung tatay niya taga Ecuador. Pero siyempre, basta may lahing Pinoy tayo, masaya tayo na merong lumalaban, merong kumbaga nakakapagpanalo. Kahit pa paano dala niya yung pagka-Pilipino. Tinalo ni Fernandez ang world number 3 na si Naomi Osaka sa earlier rounds, at tapos si number 16 Angelique Kerber, number 5 Elina Svitolina, at kahapon lamang ang number 2 in the world na si Arina Sabalenka. So makakalaban nito ni Fernandez ang isa pang teenager, 18-year-old na si Emma Raducanu ng Great Britain sa finals yan. Ito ito ang first ever na dalawang teenager ang maghaharap sa finals. Hindi, actually not first ever, but first in since 1999. So medyo matagal na rin yan. Dahil ang last na naglaban ng teenagers, Serena Williams and Martina Hingis. Naku, idol ni Erpat yan. Martina Hingis. Eto, siyempre, kay Fernandez tayo mag-cheer. Pero dahil kalaban din niya yung isang malupit na teenager from Great Britain, talagang magiging magandang labanan yan. Mga pare, Abak, Jerry, ano tingin niya dito sa labanan na to? First time in 1999 na dalawang teenager ang mag-aarap sa finals. Unahin kita, paring Abak, ikaw, talagang pinapalo mo rin ang tennis bukod sa golf
Siyempre. Kailan ba yan?
Sa next week, pare.
Bukas yan. Next week pa pala. Bukas yan. Ang gagawin ko, habang pinapanood ko yan, hinihintay ko lutuin yung sinigang na buto-buto bukas, siyempre. Hindi, ito si Leylah, alam mo, very amazing turnaround, Ang napapanood ko sa kanya, pinanood ko the last 2 or 3 matches niya dito sa US Open. Nakakapagtaka how the same player, ranked number 66, made it all the way to the finals of the US Open, which is the last tournament of the Grand Slam calendar, Ibig sabihin, huling Grand Slam to. And she's been saving her best for last, because in the past few Grand Slam tournaments, parang she never got past the first round, I think, So talagang very amazing turnaround. And of course, we are rooting for her dahil ang mother nga niya is a Filipina Canadian. And by the looks, every inch of it, her mother looks very Filipina. Pag nakikita mo man sa box nila, pinapakita. Yung laban niya kahapon kay Sabalenka, Steve Nash was behind her mother, cheering for Leylah Fernandez. So, tingnan natin. Siyempre, we're hoping for a good classic match. Sabi nga, tinanong nga first question kay Leylah after her semifinal victory. How did she get to the finals of this Grand Slam event? Ang sagot niya, I don't have any idea. Even she herself, nagulat talaga. And, nabasa ko lang kanina na yung father pala nito na Ecuadorian is very superstitious. In fact, itutuloy niya hanggang sa final match, hindi siya manunood sa venue. He'll be watching the match from their home in Florida. And sabi nga nung father niya sa story kanina sa Associated Press, I've been using the same shampoo since the day 1 of the US Open. She's been wearing the same shirt Sabi niya, when watching the matches, the same pants, sabi niya, even the same underwear. She's a very superstitious
Grabe
person.
naman si
So,
Daddy.
siguro naman nilalaban. Tapos pagka lalaban na siya 2 days after, sinusuot niya yan. In short, very superstitious, which is one common trait among Filipinos. So tingnan natin, abangan natin bukas. Manood tayo lahat bukas ng umaga.
Yan.
Yes, tama ka,
Madaling
paring
araw
apa.
yata eh.
Oh, yes, Jerry.
Madaling araw yata yung laban, di ba? Tama ba?
Oo, madaling araw nga. Pero ito, sabi dihado si Leylah Fernandez sa Las Vegas. Alam niyo naman yung odds sa sports, di ba? 13-8. Pero kung titignan mo naman yung mga tinalo ni Fernandez, medyo mga bigatin din naman. Yun lang makapasok siya sa finals, beating the world number 2 got mabina talaga yun. Ito lang, parang Jerry, may mga nakikita tayong comment sa social media lalo na, di ba? Na pagka magaling ang Pinoy daw, pagka ganyan, may mga Phil-Foreign, nag-excel sa international, may mga ganyan na di na lang matuwa di ba? Ikaw, as a sports writer, veterano, gaano ka importante yung impact nito sa ating mga Pilipino, sa mundo ng sports atin, having a Phil-Foreign na nag-excel, lalo na to, tennis, talagang mabigat ang laban dito.
Oo, si Leylah naman she's representing naman talaga yung Canada, and
Tama.
so wala pa akong nabasa that she acknowledges yung Filipino roots niya, but nung kahapon finally I was able to read an article about her lolo daw, no, na mahilig magluto ng mga Filipino dishes. And sabi niya, if ever na after nitong US Open, kung ano man mangyari, manalo siya or matalo, gusto niyang bisitahin yung lolo niya and partake yung mga niluluto nitong Filipino dishes para parang connection niya na raw yun sa sa roots niya, yung sa Filipino roots niya. So at least kahit paano na mention niya na naman na she has the Filipino roots, yung mother niya nga may Filipino roots. Tayo naman whether she acknowledges or not, ano siya, the mere fact na talaga namang galing dito yung mother niya, no? At least yung lineage ng mother niya. Should be enough to make us proud, no? Dahil alam naman natin, sa tennis ngayon, andyan naman si Eala na talagang tubong Pilipino na lumalaban para sa Pilipinas. Pero at the same time, the more the merrier, sabi nga nila. So we also treat Leylah Fernandez as our very own. Ako, I don't think anything wrong naman kung claim natin na she's our very own, no? Dahil talaga namang may Filipino lineage siya. But kanya-kanyang kanya-kanyang kuro-kuro, kanya-kanyang opinion. But ako, I'm proud na Leylah is acknowledging finally na she has the Filipino roots.
Good news yun.
Oo nga.
Agree ako sa inyo. Lalo na dun sa sinabi mo na we have to be proud talaga pa rin na lahing Pinoy yan Kahit magpalibalik na rin mo yan Pinoy pa rin. Kahit yung sabi nga ni Aba kanina, di ba? Yung maliban kay Leylah Fernandez, yung mother niya talagang yung itsura talaga Pinoy. And sino yung nanonood sa likod niya? Si Tito Steve, di ba?
Si Pari.
Pari Steve natin, di ba? Nakita natin yun nung nag-FIBA qualifier dito, di ba?
Siyempre.
Sofitel.
Oo. Parang umiwas nga sa atin
Pero ito, pag-usapan naman natin siyempre yung mga kalaban niya. Although yung mga tinalo ni Leylah Fernandez, number 3, Naomi Osaka din, in the semifinals, yung number 2 na si Arena Sabalenka. Eh, ako by beating yung ganung klaseng quality ng opponents na talagang high-ranked players, siguro yung kumpiyansa ni Leylah going to the finals, sobrang taas. Alam naman natin na kapag tinatalo mo yung mga top caliber players, iba talaga yung kumpiyansa mo going to the next round, the next bout or next match or next fight, di ba? So, I think, ako feeling ko lang, siguro nakilala yung, kumagay, momentum by beating world number 2 because of that confidence going to the final match. Parehaba, balik ko sa'yo. Ikaw, syempre, yung as a veteran, sports writer, 1960s, kumu-cover ka na rin Marami ka nang napanood din ng mga ganyang klaseng laban, yung momentum di ba? Yung kumpiyansa So, anong nakikita mo? Kumbaga, mabilis ba na match to? 2 sets? Or may stretch ba ito?
Well, tingnan natin. Basta ako, Leylah has nothing to lose in this finals match. Of course, the title is there. We didn't grasp, sabi nga, so near yet so far. Pero she has to play the way she's been playing, di ba? Enjoy the game and relax, and wag niyang bigyan masyado ng pressure sa sarili niya. If that's the way she's been doing it, then it's working for her, di ba? Sino ba naman ang ayaw manalo? Isipin mo kung magcha-champion si Leylah. Well, Fil-Canadian with the Ecuadorian father. Meron pa ring Phil na naiiwan dyan. Just like all our Phil-foreign PBA players. Ganun din yan. May lahing Pilipina. With a US Open champion in golf, Yukasaso, and perhaps a US Open champion in tennis, in women's tennis, in Leylah Fernandez. That speaks well of our sports prowess, very recently.
Tama. Alam mo, dapat dito sa discussion na ito, ginawa nating guess kumpara yung Mark Reyes natin. Ng Inquirer, madami
pala,
sa tennis Pero ito, balik ko sa iyo. Balik ko sa iyo.
Lalo na kay Patrombon.
Ito, balik ko sa iyo yung na-mention ni Abak yung merong Yukasaso in golf, di ba? Na Filipino-Japanese, and then meron tayong Fil-Canadian ngayon sa tennis. Yun naman syempre yung impact naman nito on local soil na kumbaga we're hoping na sana hindi puro feel foreign din na mag-excel, di ba? Sana merong homegrown talent na kumbaga mag-excel din abroad or international. Isang example diyan sa fencing lang, di ba? Nag-excel si Samantha Catatan. Ano yun? Homegrown na yun, talent yun, di ba? Siyempre sana rin sa tennis dahil iba rin naman talaga pag ang tennis kasi may mga major tournaments yan, di ba? Jerry?
Tama. Si Alex Eala na lang. Yan ang prime example. Homegrown talent natin yan. Pati naman yung kapatid niya, naglalaro na rin sa mga circuit ng International Tennis Federation yan. But siyempre, ang magandang pinapakita talaga si Alex Eala. Unfortunately, medyo ousted siya in the third round ng US Open, but in the doubles ng same tournament, nag-qualify sila in the semifinals. So, makakalaban yata nila US pair. Hindi, I just forgot ano yung pangalan. Actually, maski yung partner niya, hindi ko matandaan ng pangalan dahil paiba-iba ng partner si Alex Eala when she won the Australian finals na doubles ng girls, tapos yung French Open, magkakaiba yung mga partners niya dyan But nonetheless, tama ka, Waylon yung mga Phil foreigner na sinasabi mong nakakapagdala ng tagumpay, nagiging inspirasyon yan para sa mga local players natin na similarly like them, kaya nilang mag-excel, no? Siguro given the opportunity, then syempre, alam naman natin the resources. Si Alex Eala, for example, alam natin, of course, may mga nakukuha rin naman siya sa government, no? Sinusuportahan din siya. As far as I know, na ang Philippine Sports Commission ay tumutulong din naman sa kanya. Pero yung main resources talaga ng mga campaigns niya, mga stints niya, talagang pamilya niya yung ang gumagastos diyan, and they're tapping mga private sponsors to help her na makapagkampanya diyan sa abroad. And I think it's reaping fruits right now, no? And hopefully mas maging maganda pa ang resulta nito in the future endeavors ni Alex Eala. Waylon?
Alam mo, Jerry, you mentioned, tama ka dun, no? Yung importante for our junior players, for example, sa tennis, and you mentioned si Eala nga, no? Alex Eala, na it's important for them to compete abroad or internationally. Some of them are playing in the US na if I'm not mistaken, yung mga junior tournaments yun. Kasi doon sila talaga mag-excel, doon sila makakakuha ng tamang experience. Kumbaga, kung tinatalo na nila dito yung mga kasama nila, mga ka-level nila na athletes, it's time for them to move forward sa next level. And I think marami tayong tennis players. Nakwento kasi yan ni Mark Reyes sa akin na madaming tennis players na bata na kumbaga doon na nag-training sa US. And yan na nga, si Alex Eala is one of them na talagang nag-excel competing in different tournaments, junior tournaments, na in a major competition like eto nga, sa US Open, he qualified in the quarterfinals. Sa doubles naman, ganun din, na nag-advance din siya. Although natalo siya sa singles, sa doubles naman, may pag-asa siya na maka-advance in the semifinals, I guess. Paring Abak, ikaw, napapalo mo rin to si Alex Eala Yung, kumbaga, yung improvement niya over the years na competing in major junior tournaments. Sa tingin mo, is it time for her na kumbaga mag-join na doon kumbaga kagaya ni Leylah Fernandez doon na sa women's competition, or antay pa ng a few years pa?
Well, it's a process. It's a long process to get there. What's important is that she is enrolled in the very prestigious Rafael Nadal Tennis Academy in Spain, and that a huge contributing factor to everything that we've been seeing from Alex very recently. And the fact that she is being given the chance to compete in numerous tournaments. Yan kasi, in tennis kasi, yan ang importante. Yan tournaments, the line of tournaments. Di baling, hindi mo kailangan ipanalo naman lahat. Basta mag-second round ka dito, mag-quarterfinals ka dito. It's the fact that you have a line of tournaments. I think in 1 year, an average player for you to get better is to have at least mga 18 to 20 tournaments in 1 year, and that's more than that's almost 2 tournaments a month, and it entails a lot of logistics, and diyan pumapasok ang gastos. Hindi naman porke tennis yan sapatos lang at raketa at bola gagaling ka na, hindi. Malaking gastusin yan when you travel, when you book hotels, yung mga training coaches, mahal yan, mga per hora lahat ang bayad sa mga yan. So, well, Alex is in the right track, with the Rafael Nadal Academy and the full support of her family, and of course with help coming from the Philippine Sports Commission. She's on the right track.
Pero ako siguro isa sa believe din ako kay Alex Eala na pagsasabay niya yung playing in the singles and also being successful in doubles competition, diba? Mahirap yun di ba nga may isang araw na naglaro na siya sa singles, lumaro pa sa doubles. Medyo mahirap, kumbaga hindi lahat ng tennis players na kilala natin, like siguro si Serena Williams, di ba? She's a top women's player in tennis, pero hindi mo maririnig na siguro nung medyo bata-bata pa siya na nagko-compete sa doubles. And then di ba, nung medyo nagkaedad na si Martina Hingis for a while, naglaro din siya sa doubles after successfully competing in the singles. So for Alex Eala for her na kumbaga pagsabayin yung singles and doubles, maganda for her experience. Ito lang, siguro last na lang for this topic on Alex Eala. Jerry, balik ko uli sa'yo. You mentioned yung tulong, syempre, na kailangan ng mga atleta natin, lalo na yung mga homegrown talents natin. For example, you mentioned, Alex, na nakakakuha ng sponsorship from the government, from the Philippine Sports Commission, pero yung main gastos sila from her family talaga. Ako, nabasa ko rin yan na yung pamilya niya ang talagang nag-shoulder. Ito, sama na natin yung naging successful yung stint natin in the Tokyo Olympics. And then ito, may mga young athletes tayo na doing well internationally. Siguro, what do you think ang kailangan natin gawin? Nandiyan ang government? Siguro, ano yung kailangan pang gawin with the help siguro ng private sponsors para yung sports quality naman natin internationally mas mapaganda?
Tama. Sabi nga nila, way back nitong nakaraang after ng Tokyo Olympics, di ba? Ang daming mga nagbigay ng mga financial rewards dun sa mga medalists natin, particularly kay Heidelin Diaz. Yung mga sinasabi nga ng mga tao, kung nakapagbibigay naman pala kayo ng mga ganyang financial packages sa mga nananalo nating atleta, bakit hindi na rin kayo magbigay habang nagsisimula pa lang sila, habang nakikipagkompetensya pa lang sila. So, mas kumbaga naiengganyo sila na ibigay talaga yung nararapat.
Tama.
Makakuha ng mas magandang oportunidad, na makapagkompetensya sa mga magagaling sa buong mundo, So, siguro talagang malaking tulong kung yung pribadong sektor papasok habang mas bata, habang mas maaga pang yung karir ng mga atleta natin, At least matutulungan nila yung mga atleta natin habang umuusbong, Habang lumalaki, habang nagkakaroon ng eksperyensya, So, by the time na talagang nandun na sila sa pinakatuktok o rurok nga ng tagumpay, kasama sila, di ba, na nagtanim ng punla. Hindi hindi ko naman sinasabi na masamang magbigay ng financial reward pagka nanalo na yung mga atleta natin. Ang tinutumbok lang natin dyan, mas maganda yung habang nasa simula pa lang, nandun ka na mismo sa tabi ng mga atletang Pilipino. Parang mga magulang lang yan, di ba? Na habang lumalaki yung mga anak mo, nagagabayan mo ng gusto, nabibigyan mo ng importansya, hanggang sa dumating yung panahon na successful na siya, walang ibang yung pakiramdam ng kasiyahan na makukuha, kundi yung magulang mismo. Dahil nagsimula, kasama mo na sila. So, sana ganun din sa larangan ng palakasan. Kaya yung mga pribadong sektor natin dyan, nananawagan na rin tayo na simula ngayon siguro, after nung success natin sa Tokyo Olympics, mas maganda na tuloy-tuloy na yung pagsuporta sa mga Philippine sports at sa mga Pilipinong atleta natin.
Very good.
Kaya yan ha, yung mga private sector, pakiusap lang po.
Yan.
I-PPM po namin sa inyo yung GCash namin, ha?
Gcash.
GCash,
GCash.
i-GCash lang po. O kaya kay Maya, ha? Pakita lang po. I-email namin sa inyo ni Jerry at ni Abak. Pero ito, abangan natin yan. Siyempre, yung laban ni Leylah Fernandez, yung finals niya. Tomorrow morning yan, 4 a.m. Abangan natin yung Alex Eala na sa kanyang doubles competition. Kapartner niya si Van der Winkel. So yan, abangan natin tomorrow yan. On that note, magagap tayo sandali habang kumakain si Jerry Ramos ng, ano ba yan, mabulunang kasana. Magagap tayo sandali. Pagbalik natin, naku, baka ready na yung guest natin at marami pa tayong pag-uusapan sa larangan ng sports. Kaya, babalik ang
Dito sa Chasedown! Wow.
Welcome back, mga
Ay, hello.
Eto, kanina, Jerry, sabi mo yung pagpapalaki ng mga magulang sa anak. Eto, sabihin na nating Wonder Woman itong iintrohan
Wow.
natin. Kasi ang grabe sa pagpapalaki ng anak to. Siyempre,
Sino
ang
siya?
bansa ng sit-down, Riza Diaz!
Wow, thank you for having me, mga ka-chasers. It's such a pleasure na mag-guest sa show ninyo.
Wow!
No, but I want to say good afternoon sa ating mga ka-chasers. Nako, sayang, I missed the first part of the kwentuhan, but nevertheless, napakarami pa nating mga sports stories plus mga heavy guts na mga bisita na paparating. Pero syempre, binabati ko muna yung mga nanonood sa atin via our Facebook live stream. Ganun na rin sa mga nanonood sa atin via PBA Rush at nakikinig sa atin sa Radyo 592.3 News FM. Samahan niyo po kami hanggang alas 4 kasi magiging napakasaya ng ating kwentuhan. And speaking of kwentuhan, etong masayang pagkwentuhan, syempre ang paborito nating liga, ayan, ang PBA, and we have seen nothing but really exciting games in the past few weeks since of course the PBA set a restart in the Clark or rather in Bacolor bubble there in Pampanga. Si Jerry Ramos may mga ibabalita sa atin. So go ahead, Jerry, simulan mo na.
Take it away.
Madami-dami yan.
Naubo ko sa'yo.
Hindi, i-update lang natin yung standings going to today's games, no? Dahil may ongoing game right now between Terra Firma Jeep and Phoenix, Riza. Phoenix Fuel Masters dyan sa
Uy.
Don Honorio Ventura State University Gym. Aba eh. Anyway, nanalo yung Talk and Text last night against sino ba tinalo nila? NLEX, no? 96-84. 96-84 to keep the solo lead in the standings at 7-1. And after manalo ang San Miguel Beer over the Barangay Ginebra in the night cup, no? Sabi ni PBA Chief Statistician Fidel Mangonon, nag-qualify na ang TNT sa quarterfinals. So sila yung unang-unang team na nag-qualify sa playoffs ng PBA Philippine Cup. And of course, ang San Miguel umakyat sa standings at number 2, no? Tie sila ng Meralco with similar 5-2 records after nilang talunin nga yung defending champion Barangay Ginebra. Magnolia is in 4th place with a 6-3 record, followed by Rain or Shine at 5-4, NLEX with an even 4-4 record, and then Ginebra at 3-4, Northport at 2-3, Phoenix and Terra Firma at 3-5, no? Ayan, magkakaroon ng maghihiwalay ang dalawang team na yan after ng game nila later on. And then Alaska 2-4 and Blackwater is the only team with without a win yet at 0-8. And isa Riza, Back and Waylon, isa sa mga nakapukaw ng atensyon kahapon itong si TNT rookie Mikey Williams because he exploded for 36 points, no?
Wow.
On 5 of 9 shooting from 3-point range, and pinakita niya yung kanyang kagalingan against NLEX na alam naman natin dapat siyang kukuha sa kanya at number 4 in the last rookie draft. Pero nagkaroon nga ng trade at ayun, napunta siya sa TNT Tropang Giga. Yan. Ano bang ano yung kay
Nice.
Mikey Williams?
Ay, wait lang Speaking of Mikey Williams, we'll have him on the show in
Aba?
a few minutes. Yeah.
Ganun ba?
So sa mga so sa mga nag-aabang makausap or makakwentuhan ulit naalala niyo ba si Swaggy P Di ba, Waylon?
Yan,
Siya si
yes.
Swaggy P.
Oo.
So mamaya, makakakwentuhan natin siya. So mamaya, siguro, Jerry, i-save na natin yung
Tama.
mainit na kwentuhan tungkol sa naging magandang performance nga ni Mikey Williams. But definitely, nakakabilib. Imagine 36 points.
Mm,
That's the highest a rookie has produced in this conference. And
yes.
I feel he's in a very good position with Coach Chot Reyes and his teammates na binibigyan siya ng pagkakataon na maipakita yung mga talagang, his full arsenal. And later on, again, we'll have him on the show. Pero pag-usapan natin, Jerry, mabilis, ito nga, SMB. Are they
Mm,
back on track? They also won their last game, di ba? Ang ganda ng pinakita ni Marcio, ang ganda ng pinakita rin ni Terence Romeo.
Tama. After losing to Blackwater to start the bubble restart dyan sa Pampanga, nanalo ang SMB on back-to-back games, no? And ito nga, ang pinakamalaking kahapon ay yung pagkakapanalo nila against Barangay Ginebra. Alam naman natin yung Ginebra ang defending champion right now at tinalo nila ito at the score of 111-102. Actually, lumamang pang San Miguel by as much as 19 points if I remember it right. Humabol ang Ginebra but Terence Romeo just pick up the slack from where Marshall Lassiter left off. No? In the final 2 minutes, I think Terence scored 6 or 7 points, no? Including a
Right.
rare 4-point play, no? Para ma-stop yung rally ng Ginebra. And sabi nga, back on track again ang San Miguel, no? After alam naman natin yung mga di inaasahang nangyari sa koponan earlier, no? Nagka-injury si Terence Romeo, sumakabilang buhay yung nanay ni Junmar Fajardo, no? So actually si Alex Cabagnot nasa injury list pa but slowly but surely mukhang bumabalik na uli yung dating kumpiyansa ng San Miguel. So hopefully for the team in their fans magtuloy-tuloy.
You know what I like about this conference so far is how it's becoming a little more unpredictable. You know how it was before na all Filipino. Alam natin ako San Miguel 'yan. 'Di ba? Meron pa nga mga biruan, ibigay niyo na yung trophy sa kanila kasi domination talaga yung pinapakita nila for so many years when it comes to the all Filipino Cup. But you have teams now like Meralco whose standing is 5-2, which to me is very rare to see on an all-Filipino conference. We know they're very good when it comes to import-laden conference. Pero pag all-Filipino, dati medyo nangongulelat. But now, look at them. Waylon, ano sa tingin mo? Is it a factor na nag-gel na rin the players? Pinto, Almazan, then the addition of Mac Bello. What are your thoughts?
I think yung tama ka, Risa, yung pagdating ni Raymond Almazan, no? If I'm not mistaken, nakuha nila si Raymond during yan Rainforest Conference. So, kumaga, nagkaroon na ng opportunity yung Meralco with Coach Norman Black para kumbaga yung system nila maipasok si Raymond dun sa core ng team nila, and then dumating yung Macbello, nandiyan na rin nga yung Pinto, yung iba pa, si Aaron Black, di ba? Who is doing well, pati si Bong Quinto, di ba? Kumbaga parang mas naging buo na yung Meralco. That's why yung sabi mo nga, pag all Filipino dati, kulelat, pero ngayon isa na sila sa tinitignan na I think they have the materials to compete not only for playoff spots but also for the title.
Oo, may Alain Maliksi pa na talaga naman ding maaasahan. And then every now and then, syempre nandiyan, nagpapakitang gilas pa rin si Fafa Reynel. At talaga namang napakaganda ng pinapakita ng Meralco. Let's shift on over to magandang pinapakita but on the individual level. Calvin Abueva has been proving that he was worth the trouble because we know for a fact that before the move came about of him moving to Magnolia from Phoenix, napakaraming mga dynamics na nangyari. Abak, how would you comment on Calvin Abueva's performance so far in this conference?
Well, Attorney Riza, alam naman natin si Calvin, di ba? We're all aware of the caliber that he is, ano? And if only he puts his mind and his heart into the game, into what he's supposed to do inside the court. Nakikita mo naman yung resulta. Talagang it's the same old Calvin Abueva on both ends of the court. Yan naman ang parang ang ano ni Calvin, if hindi siya maganda ang opensa niya, he makes up for it on the defensive side, ano? And I think Magnolia is beginning to realize or to reap the fruits of this trade, ano? Siguro ang paala sa mga coach na what you're doing is what you're supposed to do. So sabi nga ni Al Francis Chua, ayusin mo lang ang laro mo, ayos ang buhay mo. And I think that's what Calvin is doing right now.
Jerry, balikan natin yung laro nila. Was it yesterday? They played against Rain or Shine, correct?
Yes. Talo.
Oo nga, natalo ang Magnolia. But Mark Baroka got injured. Do we have an update on his injury? Kasi parang may post yung misis niya. There was a cut. He needed stitches.
Wow.
Yeah, so far wala akong update, Rize, no? But yun lang kung ano yung nakita ko lang kagabi, nagkaroon nga ng cut sa mata si Mark Baroka, kaya na-miss niya yung game later on, no? But so the update so far wala pa akong nakuha, Riz.
And if I'm not mistaken, Jerry, meron silang rookie. To be honest, I didn't see the game. But there was this rookie who did well, especially in the latter part of the ball game.
Because hindi ba si Louis Brill? I think si Louis Brill yata yung na mention mo, Riz, dahil isa sa mga rookie point guards ng Magnolia yan, is stocky and may ano rin naman, may galaw, may tira din sa labas. Slowly but surely nagkakaroon din ng playing time lately kay Coach Chito Victolero, no? Although mabirik si Jerick Ahanmisi is the rookie that really is getting the playing minutes, no, from the Magnolia coaching staff. But si Louis Brill is coming on his own, so konti-konti eventually pag nagpakita ng medyo mas maganda yan, who knows, baka tuloy-tuloy na rin mabigyan ng break ni Coach Chito.
Yeah, the rookies talaga of this class, of this conference this season is proving themselves, It's just unfortunate that Josh Munzon is injured, 'di ba? Pero nakikita natin how good of, the rookies are, regardless whether they were picked first round or second round. Talaga yan, ang galing nun. Oo. Napakagaling ng tao na yan. But speaking of Nick, ongoing ang laro ngayon ng Colombian Jeep kontra Northport Batang Pier.
Northport
at syempre
pala, sorry.
Yes, Northport. At Blackwater naman versus Phoenix Fuel Masters at 4:35. So bibigyan namin kayo ng update all throughout the show para sa ating mga PBA fans. Pero isa rin sa mga highlights of last week, Jerry, was Chris Ross being in that all-time list of number of steals.
Yes, 900 steals, no?
Wow.
In his, I think 15 years na rin yata si Chris, no? So 900 steals napakarami na nun, no? Yung isang steal nga lang sa isang game, napakahirap na. Pero kay Chris parang natural lang, no? Yes, he just made it to the top 5 actually last night.
900.
Nung all-time career list as far as steals are concerned, no? Nagtala siya kasi kagabi ng 4 steals, so he now totaled 905 para maungusan niya si Dindo Pumaren at number 5.
Si Dindo.
So, si Dindo. Puro point guards yung leading diyan sa career steals, no, ng PBA. Led of course by Johnny Abarientos, no, na with a total of 1,358, and followed by Mon Fernandez with 1,302, Bernie Fabiosa with 1,235, and the living legend Sonny Jaworski 937, na ito
Wow.
tingin ko pwedeng malagpasan ni Chris Ross tong 937 ni Senator Jaworski, no? Going by the way he's playing with the San Miguel B right now. And ang maganda pa noon, na nakapagtala siya ng career milestone, and at the same time nanalo yung San Miguel over Barangay Iyan. Mabilis lang yung sa career steals, ha. Medyo na ako rito, na intriga ako. Biro mo si Mon Fernandez at center. Siya sa number 2 sa career steals, ha, at 1,302. Oo. Biro mo sa laki ni Mon. Siya 6'6", di ba? 6'6", 6'5".
Yeah.
Oo, di ba? Nakapagtala siya ng ganung karaming steals, no? So very amazing talaga yung career ni 4-time MVP Don Ramon El Presidente Fernandez.
Yeah.
Riza?
It is. But nevertheless, congratulations to Chris Ross for still making it to the all-time leader list. And since he still is active in the PBA, tama si Jerry, hindi malabo, maungusan niya yung rankings na naset so far ni Senator Sonny Jaworski. And truly exciting panoorin si Chris Ross kapag naglalaro ang San Miguel Beermen. Okay, now we have a few more minutes before we bring in our next guest. Abak, napakaraming opinions when it comes to players, Filipino players, moving and deciding to play in Japan. You have news for us na dagdagan ng listahan. I think Dwight Ramos is already on his way.
Yes, it's not only Dwight, but very recently, pati si Kobe Paras, ano? I'm not sure if this is, 8 na sila ngayon, ano? 8 Pilipino na maglalaro sa Japan B-League ngayong parating na season. Pinakabagong pumirma dito nga si Dwight Ramos, who played for Gilas Pilipinas. Alam naman natin, he played a key role, ano, in the OKT. Maglalaro si Dwight para sa Toyama Grousers, at si Kobe naman para sa Niigata Albiriex BB, magkakasama na sila sa Division 1. Sila Terdy Ravena, sila Kiefer Ravena, si Bobby Ray Parks, si the Gomez de Liano brothers, Javi and Juan, and then si Kemar Carino, with 8 players signing up for Japan B-League. I don't know if this is an alarming number or okay lang para sa yan. Pero I'm quite sure na madadagdagan pa to talaga, dahil if you're a collegiate player with nothing else happening here in our country due to the pandemic, talagang maaakit ka pumunta maglaro sa Japan, no? The same thing with some foreign players gaya nila Dwight Ramos. Kayo, ano bang tingin ninyo? Baka naman mamaya nandiyan na lahat magpunta sa Japan B-League yung mga players natin.
Alam mo, magandang topic of discussion. Ito nga, pagpunta nga ng mga local players natin to play for, of course, other countries. And now, ang pinakamainit na destination, the hot destination is Japan. And siguro, we'll save it for later, or maybe we can ask our guest kung ano ang kanyang opinion when it comes to these players, again, playing overseas. Let's bring in our guest.
Ito lang.
Right? Shall we? Ito na. We have with us, again, someone who's just had a spectacular game for TNT Tropang Giga. He poured 36 points and is the 5th highest in scoring for the team, averaging 16.6 points a game. he was picked overall fourth in the recent PBA draft, and there is so much more that we want to know and see. Let's bring in Mikey Williams back on the Chasedown.
Yes.
Mikey!
Mikey?
Pasok!
Ano ba si Mikey?
Tuloy.
Madami kong
Okay.
sinabi, hindi pa yata ready.
How
Stretch daw.
Wala.
Okay. Ulitin ko yun ulit mamaya. Hindi kasi inaayos lang niya yung ano niya. Inaayos lang niya yung kanyang Zoom, yung kanyang rather Zoom, yung kanyang connection with us. But we'll have Maki on the show. And again, it's interesting to know kung ano ang kanyang magiging opinion when it comes to these overseas or rather Filipinos playing overseas. Kasi ako nakikibasa lang ako sa Facebook. Minsan gusto ko na ring mag-reply. gusto kong may magsalita kaso lang gusto kong panatilihin yung katahimikan sa buhay ko because it's such a hot topic. Waylon, aminin mo, iba-ibang
Yeah.
opinion kasi, di ba?
Yes, tama, Riz, no? And, siyempre, yun nga, maraming nagsasabi na ang laki ng epekto nito when it comes sa PBA. Pero, on the flip side, I think maganda na rin kung titignan mo yung 8 players, isa lang doon yung PBA player, I guess, si Bobby Ray Parks.
Ray Parks, yeah.
I mean, si Keeper pala, so dalawa yun.
Yeah.
Yung other 6, college players. Yung 6 na yun, sa UAAP naglaro. So far, walang UAAP, walang competition. Kung ako player, may opportunity ako na maglaro and kumita na rin, di ba? For a while. I'll grab that opportunity, di ba? Minsan lang yan eh.
Mhm.
Pero kung titignan natin, further improvement na din as individual players. And sino ba makikinabang in the end? Remember that these players na signed for a contract sa Japan, naglaro or until now part pa rin sila ng Gilas Pilipinas. So, kung ano yung makukuha nilang experience doon, kung ano yung makukuha nilang improvement doon, hindi naman Japan na makikinabang dyan eh. Pilipinas pa din. And kung titignan natin yung career naman nila sa PBA, hindi naman sarado pa yan eh. Hindi naman sinasabi na after ito Japan nila, wala na. Japan na yan all the way. Hindi na mag-PBA yan. Wala namang ganong sinasabi yung mga players na yan eh. Yun nga lang, yun yung nababasa natin sa mga maraming opinion, di ba? Pero I think, for the good ito, wala ko nakikitang masama dito na kumbaga negative ito as a general sa basketball when it comes sa Pilipinas. Maganda tong development, pero in a way sabi nga kanina ni Amak, no, syempre ang PBA dapat din kahit papaano may gawing steps na kumbaga para naman hindi rin naman tayo maubos yung talent natin dito. Syempre PBA is PBA, mahal natin yan, and andyan lahat ng magagaling na players natin. So, siguro ang commissioner's office siguro dapat pag-isipan or dapat may mga gawin na steps para din at least yung kumbaga transfer yan ng technology, transfer yan ng kumbaga yung sa skills ng mga players eh. So, wala akong nakikitang negative dyan, Reese.
Let's set muna the record straight, and I hope you guys can help me in the information. As for the PBA, Jerry, ano ang rule ni PBA na napagkasunduan sa mga players na maglalaro sa ibang bansa? Katulad na lang ng, let's say, kaso ni Ray Parks. Correct, the contract was live and then he left. Ganun bang, I got all mixed up with the number of stories, of course, that we're covering. Pero, didn't PBA set like a certain time na if they really decide to leave and play for another league while their contract is live, may di ba? May number of years na hindi sila pwedeng munang makapaglaro sa PBA.
Yes, Riz, yun was an offshoot of the keeper of ng incident.
Mm.
Yung kay Ray Parks, wala naman talagang problema doon because he has no contract with TNT, no. Kumbaga ang hiningi niya lang doon ay yung parang hindi naman release papers but parang pinapayagan lang siya na maglaro internationally, no. But the rights, of course, still remains with TNT. Now, in the case of Keeper Rabena, yun talagang merong live contract dahil he just signed a 3-year deal with NLEX last year, no? So I think that was September, 1 year ago na. So may live contract siya talaga. And tama ka, ang pagkakaalam ko may certain years na I'm not privy lang kung ilan, no. Hindi ko pa kasi nabuklat yung ano ng PBA na yan eh. But there are number of years na hindi ka paglalaruin sa PBA if ganun nga ang mangyari, no, na nagkaroon ka ng may live contract ka and then you signed with the other teams internationally. Yung kay Keeper, I think nagkaroon lang ng magandang usapan yan within the board, siyempre with the NX management and the office of the commissioner, no. Kaya eventually napayagan siya.
And again, going back at napag-diskusyonan na natin ito dito sa the Chasedown, it is the PBA's way of protecting, of course, the owners, the teams who is in bind with the contract, di ba? I mean, to keep things simple, may kontrata ka, you have to abide for it. Now, if you break it, magkakaroon ka ng breach of contract, of course, there's going to be consequences, one way or another. But, may magandang question dito. How about in the UAAP? Kapag naglaro ba sila sa Japan, pwede silang, let's say, kunyari, next year, magsimula na muli ang UAAP at makapaglaro na ulit. Pwede ba silang bumalik just like that at maglaro? I'm throwing the question to anybody. Do we have any information sa kung anong...
Hindi na.
Because they turned pro.
Pro na yung, yes, basically.
It's a pro league.
Japan is a pro league na, kaya in the case of Dwight Ramos, nagpaalam na siya sa Ateneo na hindi na siya makakalaro dito because he is supposed to play at least one year with Ateneo once mag-resume na ang UAAP, but alam naman natin yung uncertainty ng pandemic, hindi nga alam kung kailan makakapagsimula yung liga, kaya si Dwight Ramos just chose to sign up with a Japanese ball club and hingin yung permiso ng Ateneo na hindi na siya maglalaro for them in the UAAP.
Yeah, I saw in that video that he posted via, of course, the Titan Group Management. Parang ang tono is, I missed that opportunity to be able to wear blue and white, but nevertheless, he was very thankful to the community. Ikaw, what's your take on this? Dapat ba kabahan ng PBA dahil may mga nag-aalisa ng mga bata na manlalaro, pupunta ng overseas? Who knows, may mga, let's say, existing tayong players dito ngayon na baka mag-decide na rin na pumunta sa Japan because this is of course not verified, pero from what I hear, and I don't have exact figures, these teams in Japan are willing to pay. May budget sila, talagang naglalabas sila ng pera to be able to get players.
Riza, well, I'm not sure what's on the mind of the PBA, including the good commissioner and the board itself. But if you notice, ang mga nakukuhang players from the PBA are belong to the younger batch of players. Wala pa naman silang kinukuhang parang mga Poli or mga Belga or mga kahit ba sila James Shop, if they want James Shop in your team, di ba? Ang kinukuha nila, if yun andyan, ang kinuha nila, si Bobby Ray Park, si Sergio Ravena. Ang naiisip ko lang is, hindi na siguro secured na yung mga PBA players when it comes to to their superstars in the mid-30s or in the 30-year-old bracket. Ikaw ba naman, hindi ka na siguro mag-i-invest in players who are on the way, good for maybe mga 3, 4, 5, 7 years. You want players, you want to invest on players who may be good for 10 years, hindi ba? Gaya nila Terdy or nila Bobby Ray. Yan ang ano natin. Well, ako, wala naman siguro. Gaya nga ni Waylon, there's nothing wrong. Basta wag lang sana ang mangyayari is something like meron ka pang live contract and without telling your other unit, the mother ball club, nakikipag-usap ka na pala, which is against the uniform, the UPC, Uniform Players Contract. Bawal yan, nandyan yan, nakasaad yan. Yung trade among PBA teams, bawal ka makipag-usap much more for you to talk or to negotiate with a team from overseas leagues. So wag lang, yun lang sana maiwasan. And if you notice, yung 3 players na pinayagan belong to the MVP group, si Bobby Ray Park, si Dwight Ramos with Ateneo and Gilas, and of course, Terdy Ravena. Well, alam mo naman ang MVP group, they will not stand in the way of anything that is good, hindi ba? If it's a good opportunity for these players, sige, pabayaan natin. Gaya kay Terdy, ang usapan niya, sige, maglaro ka ng 1 year in Japan and then bumalik ka sa amin. Tingnan natin kung masusunod yung usapan niya.
And come to think of it, Abak, Waylon and Jerry, this is nothing new. We've had players before who's been playing overseas, but we didn't really give so much attention to them prior to, of course, the likes of Kiefer Ravena or Terdy, yung magkapatid, na talaga namang, of course, is on a different level when it comes to their social media following. Paul Zamar played so long in Thailand. So, and eventually he's back here. He went back here in the Philippines. Nicholas also played for about 2 conferences, almost a year in Thailand, at napakaraming Filipino doon na naglalaro. So, parang to me, hindi na siya bago. It's just that ngayon, mas na-highlight siya because again of course the different platforms that is available, and of course the pandemic hit. But I agree somehow with Waylon and Abak in saying that as to PBA secured regardless whether these players go abroad, and the PBA is not even should I say feel sour over them wanting to go abroad, because again, ano nila yun it's their choice for their livelihoods. Napakaraming players sa Pilipinas who's also just as good, could be even good, that still has of course need to break into the teams. 'Di ba dati ang hinaing ng mga fans, kulang yung mga teams. Sana mas marami pang teams para marami pang makapasok na players sa PBA. And I think it's an opportunity for those players na makapasok sa liga natin. Jerry, ikaw, anong mga nasagap mo na opinion and also your personal views about this?
Lilipat na rin daw si Jerry sa Japan.
Oo nga, kasama rin to
Batiin lang natin si NLEX Executive Ronald Dulatre, nanonood
Hi, Boss Ronald!
Hi, sir. Hi, sir. Hindi, siyempre, tama yan choice ng players yan no? Alam naman natin yung basketball ngayon, globalization na no? Ang dami ng ligang umuusbong kung saan-saan, and nasa sa mga players yon kung saan nila gustong maglaro. Kung tingin nila masyado ng saturated yung basketball dito sa Pilipinas, no? Sa PBA nga, nagsisiksikan na, no? Bakit naman hindi natin sila pwedeng payagan na maglaro abroad, no? Kumbaga, natutulungan din naman natin sila, syempre, na kahit paano kumita ng pera. And at the same time, yung transfer ng technology, no, yung siyempre you go up against mga foreign players din doon no, may mga imports din. Kasi sila, yung mga Filipino players, considered sila as imports doon no?
Imports.
So they
Parang
play,
Asian
so
import.
they play, yes, Asian imports. So they play against other nationalities as well, no? So if ever na magpasya silang bumalik dito and maglaro uli sa PBA or saan mang liga dito sa Pilipinas, at least yun nga, yung transfer of technology na nakuha nila sa paglalaro abroad, may papasa din naman nila or maibibigay nila sa kapwa nila Pilipino. No? And the same time, yung siyempre, kung naglalaro ka abroad, parang ano na rin yan OFW ka na rin diyan 'di ba? So
Correct. I was gonna say.
yung remittance na binibigay mo sa pamilya mo, kahit paano nakakatulong 'yun para mapalago yung ekonomiya ng bansa natin. So uh, I think walang
Correct.
dahilan para pigilan natin sila
Yeah.
na maglaro
Right.
outside of the Philippines.
Or like how we celebrate our Filipino nurses abroad who's making us all very proud with the kind of service that they put out there. Or may naririnig tayo, meron tayong Filipino na nasa NASA, nasa White House. They all make us very proud. And I think more than focusing or let's say bashing the PBA, we could just celebrate their talent and be happy that they're being recognized because ang success ng isang Pilipino kahit nasan pa man yan, success nating lahat, 'di ba? Okay,
Yes.
ito na. Yan. Tanungin natin kung ano nga masasabi niya sa topic na to. Unfortunately, the connection that he has in Pampanga is not as stable as we hope it would be, but he can still join us over the phone at least. So let's bring into the show again the rookie of TNT who dropped 36 points in his recent game. He was picked overall fourth in the PBA draft, and it was kind of like a coincidence of some sort that we don't know that team that they just beat that passed up on him, that's a team where he actually made them pay real bad. We have Mikey Williams on the show. Hey Mikey, good afternoon.
Hey, how's it going? How's everybody?
Yun.
We're good. Sayang, it's a shame your camera can't be on. We would have wanted to see you. Jerry's with us, so is Waylon and Abak.
How's everybody doing? I'm sorry. I don't know. Like the Wi-Fi is kind of down in the hotel room. It's kind of hard to get dispatched to you guys right now. So I apologize for that.
It's okay, but we appreciate the effort. Mikey, it was a couple of months ago, and I saw this interview where you kind of messed up the team name. Do you know your team name now?
Oh yeah, TNT Chopping Giga.
Yay! I'm so proud of you, man. Making real progress, huh?
Oh yeah, it's becoming forthcoming now. I mean, it's a lot easier than it was before.
Nice.
So, the more I say it, the more I use it.
Okay. Our chasers have questions. Maybe Waylon can shoot the first one. Go ahead, Waylon.
Hey, what's up, Swaggy P?
What's going on, man?
Good, man. Anyway, Mikey, yeah, after dropping 36 points, PBA, your basketball observers are now saying you're now the main man of TNT.
I wouldn't say all that, not just yet. I mean, I still got a lot of work to do. I'm just getting in where I fit in right now. Just playing my role, and this is still the Blurs team, and I'm still new, and I'm still getting used to everything. So, just doing what I can when I'm given the opportunity to.
Mm-hmm. With a 7-1 record of TNT, things are going well so far with your team. How's it playing with household names like Jason Castro, Troy Rosario, and then of course our Pogoy. How's it playing with them, Swaggy?
It's been really fun. Everybody's starting to really gel well, and our chemistry is getting a lot better. I mean, everything is just coming together at the right time. You know, everybody's playing their parts, doing what they have to do, and it's really fun playing with Troy, RR, learning from Jason. Everybody's a pivotal piece to this team, and they all bring different aspects in different ways.
And of course, you have Coach Chot, former Gilas Filipinas head coach. How is it playing so far with Coach Chot?
Oh, Coach Todd is he's fun. You know, he's very firm, and you know, he has his ways of coaching, which I'm getting adjusted to and learning a lot from. You know, he has a great mind and basketball sense as well, and we just continue to follow him and just continue to listen to what he's instilling into us day in and day out. He makes our job a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, good luck, Mikey. Hopefully, we can see you soon, Swaggy P, and
Yeah.
hang out then.
I appreciate that.
Hangout ka pa.
Rina, back to you.
Social distancing.
Okay, Abak, go ahead. Abak?
I, I, hi, Mikey. Yes, yes. Hi, Mikey. We don't see rookies scoring 36 points in the you so comfortable in in your game with TNT.
Can you repeat the question for me? I'm sorry, I barely hear you.
Yes, Mikey, I said rookies scoring 36 points is not a daily thing. It's not a daily thing in the PBA. What do you feel comfortable doing your thing, your game in the PBA?
I feel like early on it was me trying to adjust and really learn the ways and how to truly play in the PBA so far. And I'm starting to get a little more comfortable, you know, and my teammates and my coaching staff. They're making it a lot easier for me and giving me the confidence I need as well to, you know, just go out there and play the game I know I'm capable of playing day in and day out. But it's been fun, you know. The offense that Coach Chop put in, it's just fun. It makes things a lot easier when you're not thinking and you're just out there playing and having fun.
Thanks. And of course, we all know that Coach Chot is perhaps one of the best, or perhaps the best, when it comes to motivating his players. Is there any particular advice from Coach Chot that really sticks to your mind?
Um, the advice that Coach Chop gave me was, you know, early on was just to come in and just do what I do. Don't do anything out of my character. You know, and playing unselfish and being just the playmaker that I love being. You know, I love getting my teammates involved, and I love just doing the little intangible things, especially when it comes to just making my teammates better. And you know, they've been leaning on me a little bit more to truly be more aggressive and stop being so passive. And I kind of took that to heart and started trying to be a little bit more aggressive out there, just to make better plays and better decisions.
Okay, Mikey, and for my last question, whether you're on the floor or sitting on the bench or watching the games from TV, well, what have you learned so far regarding the PBA?
Oh, the PBA is very physical. You know, I've learned that it's about that first initial bump most of the time, but at the same time, it's just you're gonna day in, day out, you're gonna be getting checked when you come down the lane or any little subtle thing. You know, it's just certain players trying to get in your head, but I know at the end of the day, it's all basketball. At the end of the day, basketball takes care of itself when you play the right way.
All right. One more thing. In 8 games so far, who do you think could give you the most trouble defending you?
That's a good question. C. Ross, I definitely think Chris Ross is giving me the most trouble so far.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his knack on defense and, you know, just how smart he is. It's really uncanny. You know, looking back at the footage, I saw certain areas where I needed to work on, and there's certain things I need to do different when we play them again, if we do.
All right. Maybe you can score 40 points against Chris Ross in your next game. Thanks, Mikey.
Okay, Jerry.
Yes. Hi, Mikey. Just a follow-up to Abak's question. If you find Chris Ross as the player who defended you very well, who's the player that so far impressed you the most?
It's definitely Chris Ross as well as Mark Baroka and Gio. Gio, I can't really say his last name. I apologize for that.
Gio Lalon?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little tongue twister. But they did. Magnolia's defense was just as good, but you know, it's that was more of a team thing. They did really well against me as well. But those guys really, so far, those guys have definitely shown me a lot on defense and just their overall concepts and how their coaches teach and everything. You know, it all ties into how they play. I mean, but I'm sure that I have a couple more teams to play that I'm sure that I'll figure out who else is on that list as well. But you know, so far, every single game has been a different aspect and something different that was brought to the table. And definitely all the experiences and something to build on.
Okay. Mikey, after scoring 36 points yesterday, there are people saying that the changing of the guards is coming at TNT right now, especially after Jason was held scoreless yesterday for the first time in his career. You think that there is a changing of the guards right now?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, yesterday was just a good day for me. I had a solid day, you know, and it's just one game. And there's more games to come. I mean, the next focus is on Ginebra because we play them tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Jay is going to be another pivotal piece to help us get the team win. And at the end of the day, it's all about the team. I'm not really focused on, you know, what guards coming in and all that other stuff because, you know, at the end of the day, it's just TNT basketball. And we're all we got at the end of the day.
Okay, and speaking of Ginebra, Mikey, how ready are you for the defending champions tomorrow?
We finished practice about an hour ago, so we definitely prepped and we'll be ready for tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, thank you, Mikey.
Nice. Mikey, if you don't mind sharing, who's your roommate in the bubble?
Ryan Reyes. He's my roommate right now.
So far, so good. Like, what are the revelations? Because, you know, you guys are pretty much 24/7 together. Does Ryan have good snacks? Who has good snacks?
Yeah, it's been fun. You know, he's a vet. He's definitely teaching me every single day, and just definitely making my transition into the bubble a lot easier. And I definitely thank him for that. But as well as the guys,
Well,
all my teammates are on the same floor too, so we're all pretty much together all day.
Yeah. People brought different stuff. Like people brought their gaming, their consoles, or books. What did you bring in the bubble that keeps you kind of like sane?
All I really have is my laptop. I kind of stopped playing video games, so I'm just constantly watching film or doing something on my laptop, reading a book, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of things I'm doing on my laptop.
Spotify.
Nice. Do you also look forward to? They call it the Ayuda Mondays, where family and friends can send food from Manila.
I do, but it's kind of tough because my entire family moved back to the States. So it's just me right now. And it's definitely just a different adjustment. But I have like some of the team managers and stuff like that sending me certain things, or I'll dib and dab into other people's snacks and stuff like that too.
Mikey,
Who's got the most? Who's got good snacks? Who's got good snacks to steal?
I'll definitely say Coach Bong Ravenna and Coach RDO. They got all the snacks that everybody needs. So that's the room I go to.
So you crash into their room and steal their snacks and go. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Waylon, go ahead.
Mikey, we'll send you snacks. We'll send you ayuda, but you will have to send us Gcash. If you know Gcash.
Yeah.
May bayad.
Paymaya yata sila, Waylon.
You send us Paymaya, ha? Swaggy. I'll take care. We'll take care of you, man. We'll take care of you.
Okay, that works.
Una muna bayad.
Bayad muna.
Talaga ka.
Riza?
Well, Mikey, we're running out of time, but should you need anything, well, you can always message the Chasers as to your ayuda. It's every Monday, so I know that the players are looking forward to it because they get to share also, the goods that they would receive. But you have been sharing with us nothing but your talent, and we'd like to thank you as early as now for making the league more exciting as it is already with your performance. An opportunity to thank TNT Tropa fans and invite the PBA fans to continue supporting the games.
Just want to say thank you to everybody supporting me, and especially the TNT Tropa Giga fans. I look forward to hearing more support, and we look forward to definitely putting on some more shows for everybody to see. Thank you for having me, and I appreciate it.
All right.
All right. We hope that next time we get to see you on cam. But nevertheless, congratulations on a great performance, especially yesterday.
Thank you so much.
Wait. Waylon will send you tapsilog.
We'll send you sisig,
No,
Mikey.
pandesal. We'll send you pandesal.
Pandesal, palaman, sisig.
That's perfect. I love pandesal.
Okay.
Pero ba?
But you have to
bayad
We'll send.
Paymaya.
I'll send some via Nicholas, so you could just sneak into their floor and get your pandesal via Nikki.
Mikey, in dollars. We don't accept peso.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mikey. We'll catch up with you again next time. Okay, bye.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Mikey.
Take it easy. Bye. Yan, that was Mikey Williams, of course, of TNT Tropang Giga. I remember that viral video of another show. Iba-iba yung nasasabi niyang pangalan. Naging propaganda pa nga yung Tropang Giga. But now, you see him, with so much confidence and that also kind of is like the story to tell when it comes to his team. Noong una nangangapa siya in the first few games. Even Coach Chot was very honest in saying he's not in where we want him to be. But it just took a couple of games and now nakikita natin yung kaya niyang ilaro, di ba? At i-contribute sa TNT. Okay, we are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we have an international guest. So hindi
Wow.
matatapos kay Mikey Williams ang ating Englishan. Mapapasabak pa tayo ng mas malala sa aming pagbabalik. Kaya
Ubus
wag
na
po
ako
kayong aalis. Magbabalik po ang
Chasedown.
We'll be back. Welcome back to the Chasedown. All right, bago natin ibahagi sa kanilang ating susunod na bisita, bati muna tayo sa mga nanonood sa atin. Waylon, mauna ka na.
Naku, yung mga binababatingin ko, sa sobrang dami.
Oh.
Tumutang ko na. Pero hindi, magpapasalamat lang ako. Please, Jerry Abak. Siyempre, sa prayers din yung lahat. Sa akin, and also sa family ko, Willa and Lizelle, sa amin lahat, sa bahay na to. So, thank you sa lahat, sa prayers yung lahat. Nanonood actually yung in-laws ko, Papa Eric and Mama Louie, hello. Thank you sa prayers, Mama and Papa, and sa family namin. Salamat, Grace.
Nice,
Gcash muna.
nice.
Puro ka Gcash.
Ikaw, Jerry.
Ako, mga Saturday kabarkada natin, siyempre, Julian Lapid, Gab Pereras, si Alex Fuentes, at yung dalawa kong pamangkin, si Angelica Ramos at si Erica Ramos. Happy birthday sa inyo. Happy birthday.
Wow. Abak, you have anybody?
Yes, ako tatlo
Yan,
lang.
meron yan.
Yung kaibigan ko, si Neil King. Neil, sakado pa dahil alam mo naman, maghintay-hintay ka lang. And happy birthday to my dear friends, Beck Alfonso and Gina, Attorney Gina Yambao. Salamat sa padala mo. Baked prawns, pate, ano ba ba?
Sarap.
Ano ba pinadala? Kalyos, apple pie, para sa online inuman mamaya. See you later.
Sali kami. Sali kami. Okay, ako, very quick. members of the PBA family that celebrated their birthday very
Uy,
recently.
dami yan.
I just want to say happy birthday yesterday kay Coach Bonnie Tan. Yan,
Yun.
kaibigan
Uy,
natin
Oo,
birthday.
Coach.
Or 2 days ago.
Lalo
Coach,
pa.
2 days ago. Nag-birthday si Coach Bonnie. Oo, on that day na sila ang nag-coach, 'di ba? Ni Boss Wayip dahil nga sa absence ng ibang coaching staff ng Northport. And then tomorrow, I'm reading here, birthday ni Coach Mon Jose at birthday din ni Coach Jeff Carriaso. So advance happy
Wow.
birthday
Jeff.
sa ating mga sa ating mga kaibigang coaches in the PBA. But now we're ready to shift gear. We talked about basketball for quite a while, and you know how recently in the news, sports specifically, Filipinos have been showing them what's up. You know, we have Leylah Fernandez, who's I'm excited for tomorrow. Anong oras ba yung Women's Open, yung US Open
4
tomorrow? 3 a.m.? 4 a.m. Gigisingan natin yan ng
Hirap
umaga. And recently, he did, of course, made us very proud, raising the Philippine flag in the octagon with that win, holding an 11-2 MMA record, and of course, recently winning in the ultimate in the UFC. We have with us, none the less than, of course, um, a fighter that is carrying the Filipino flag loud and proud. We have Ricky Turcios. Hey, Ricky, welcome to the show.
Alright.
Hey, it's great
Hey,
to be on this
Ricky.
show right now. You know what I'm saying? Hey, thank y'all for having me. You feel me?
Kamusta? How are you?
Hey, very, very good. You know what I'm saying? Mabute. Feeling excellent right
Yeah.
now. I'm just chilling right now in the room. You know what I'm saying? Just having a good conversation with y'all. You know what I mean? So, hey, fantastic. In the hotel right now.
Good.
Oh, Ricky,
Workout
so
yung
you're you've already guested in a couple of shows with us here. I know you were at the game, and it's currently you're in the U.S., correct?
Correct. Right now, I'm in the United States at the moment. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and then you trace your roots. You're partly Ecuadorian.
I'm half El Salvadorian and
El
half
Basor.
Filipino. Yes, and you know, I was first generation, born here in the United States. You know what I mean? And my mother and her family, you know, they all came from the Philippines. And then my father and their family, you know, they all came from El Salvador. You know, and then I was born in Houston, Texas, and you know what I mean. So I'm very thankful to have been, you know, living the dream, the martial arts dream inside the octagon. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just so thankful to have been able to, you know what I'm saying, represent my roots and my family proud. You know what I'm saying? Through my entire mixed martial arts career. You know what I mean? And continue
Man,
going forward as well.
you did make us very proud, and it was just a moment when you raised that flag that was both, it was like two sides. You were showing the Philippine flag and of course the flag of El Salvador. Your mother is from where here?
Yes. They all came from Manila. You know what I'm saying? So fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Yes, ma'am. And you know, my mother and the family, they did moved to the United States in like you know, the 80s, 80, 85, 86, 87. You know what I'm saying? And then I was born in 1993. You know, and how great that just, you know what I'm saying, to say the shout out to my family. You know what I mean? That like they came from the Philippines. My family came from El Salvador, and they lived the dream themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like all of them got their education and everything like that. And my grandmother, my aunts, my uncles started their businesses, started you know what I'm saying, doing their work in the hospitals and everything like that. You know what I mean? Same with my family too from El Salvador, got the houses and everything like that, and they all did very well for themselves. So I was so happy for them, and through the support of them as well, through the hard work and everything like that I as well had to put in. I'm thankful that not only was my family able to live their dreams, but as well too, I was able to live my own individual dream as well as the martial artist, as the coach, and as well as the fighter, as the champion, the ultimate fighter champion now inside the octagon for the UFC.
Right.
It's incredible, you know?
Yeah, it is. You've been nothing but incredible, truly. Our chasers or our colleagues would have questions for you. Jerry would shoot the next one. Go ahead, Jerry.
Ako ba?
Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Ricky.
Yo,
Uh, can you just tell us how is it being in a reality show, having been there?
yes. Well, one of the most intense things about being on the Ultimate Fighter reality show that I would say, bro, was
Mm-hmm.
for sure the intensity of having to fight the multiple fights. Fighting fights are always such a physical toll on the body, not just physically from the punches to the face, but also to the mental fortitude that you must do in having to be focused every single day through the hard training and the focus as you enter into the fight as well. You know, having to face your fears is how I must say it. Every time you step into the fire, every time you step into the octagon, you must face your fears and face those demons and look them in the mirror. The demons that may exist within your heart, they'd be saying, oh, the doubt, the fear that, oh, I may get hurt and this and that. And to step into the octagon every time and face those fears with your hands up and you throw the punches left and right. Man, that was the most difficult part, is doing that while in the setting that they're recording us 24/7. You know what I mean? Now you're mixing the fighting element, and now too we have no contact with our families. I can't talk to my mother. I can't talk to my father. You know what I'm saying? I cannot talk to anybody in my family. No contact with the outside.
Mm-hmm.
It made it very the jungle. Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, Jerry, do you have any follow-up before we move on to
Yeah,
Abak?
Ricky, are you a different person from what we're seeing on air during the reality show?
You know, I am the same authentic person from what you saw
Okay.
on the show to how I
Uh-huh.
am in real life as well, you know. And
Yeah.
that was one thing that I was very thankful for, was that I was able to express myself on this platform, on the television show of The Ultimate Fighter, not only expressing myself with my martial arts techniques and the
Mm-hmm.
athletics that I was doing in the fights, but as well, more importantly, express myself with my spirit, with how I held myself outside of the ring, with the words that I said, with the energy and the positive messages that I did my best to portray to the people as I represented myself and my family on the biggest stage. Do you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
We do. We definitely do. Waylon has more questions.
Please bring them on. Bring on
Yeah,
the
man.
questions.
What's up? What's up, man?
Kala mo dyan, Waylon, ha?
Hey, Ricky.
Tay ka.
Of course, growing up, like Jerry and I, Abak and I, we have favorite martial artists. One of our favorites is Ramon Zamora, but you don't
Wow.
know him. You don't know him. But you, Ricky, who's your favorite martial artist growing up?
Man,
Ng Bruce Lee.
my favorite martial artist growing up. In the realm of mixed martial arts, one of my favorite fighters growing up was George St. Pierre. You feel me?
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
In the
GSP.
Wow.
realm of boxing, of course, one of my greatest inspirations is Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Not just for the Filipino
Ah.
community, but just for the world in general. Just being such a great champion and ambassador of the sport, and as well, just a great person. And as well, if I give the third one as well, I would say Bruce Lee, not
Yeah.
for what he just
Oh.
did within the martial arts, but as well for what he did in films, and as well for what he did for his philosophy that he
Right.
shared with the people. You feel me? So I give those
Mm-hmm.
three right there. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Ricky,
the
after ruling the season 29 of the reality show, what's next for you?
Great question. I'm thankful to have won the entire tournament. Now, as I stand here as the Ultimate Fighter champion, what I foresee in the coming future are more difficult challenges on the horizon, more tough battles that I must face and conquer. You know what I'm saying? So I just say first, for I just say, Lord willing, when the time comes, I'll be ready to step in there and seize the victories inside the octagon. But I know with every battle, you win it. The next challenge will be even tougher, bro. It's gonna be crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I just be like, oh my goodness. So I'll make sure training hard every day. You know, man, you know what I'm saying? I got the weights right here. We go.
Yes.
I will be ready when the time comes. You feel me?
Thanks, man.
Hell yeah. You know how you have set up yourself to become like one way or another a barometer, and with the performance that you showed, it's just going to get tougher, but so is you becoming stronger. Abak has a question too.
Yeah, right. I like this guy, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, brother.
Hey, can you take us back to the Ricky Turcios when he was starting out in this martial arts sport, in this brutal sport of martial arts?
Yes. Some of my earliest memories, my brother, were, 12 years old, practicing in the taekwondo, And from my earliest memories, stepping into the dojo, putting on the kimono for the first time, putting on the white belt on for the very first time, I can remember just a little boy, 12 years old, and man, from the beginning, if I could say, it was always very fun. I always enjoyed it, you know what I mean? I always enjoyed watching martial arts films as a young boy, and those are some of the things that inspired me a lot, And then and then being able to step on the dojo and train. I can remember the first day when I broke a board with a kick. Boom, bah, kicked the board, broke it. The elation that I felt in my heart, incredible, brother. You know what I mean? Then from the first times competing in the tournaments, at 12 years old, 13 years old, doing the forms and the katas, wha, wha, to doing my first, sparring matches, fighting matches in the taekwondo mats. Man, I've been doing it since I was a young boy, and I could always say that, it was a lot of hard work, a lot of determination and dedication, but as well, number one, I was always enjoying it, always having fun, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that I say as well to some of the younger viewers, the younger audience, the next generation, the young ones that are coming up, the future, I always say, whatever it may be your interest, you know what I'm saying, whether it be martial arts or music or art, dance, singing, whatever may be your interest, you know what I mean? Make sure that you're having fun and enjoying the journey, Work hard at your craft, and that's something I say to the young ones, you know what I mean? I do my best to always, preach the gospel like this.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ricky, where do you see yourself 2 or 3 years from now?
Great question.
Champion!
2 or 3 years from now, well, if
Yes.
I could share a few long-term goals that I would see, 3 years down the line, I will have seen myself, in the aspect of coaching, establish myself too, not only as the competitor through many more fights that I continue to do inside the octagon, but as well, even establishing myself as Ricky, the coach, being able to give back to the people on a greater scale. And not just being able to give back to the people with my coaching and the knowledge and sharing with my students and all those that would love to train, but as well too, having a bigger reach and outlook in the community through the martial arts and being able to give back to my people. You know what I'm saying? My people here in the local community, here in Houston and around, you feel me? And then as well too, being able to give back to my family in El Salvador and as well to my family in the Philippines too. You know what I mean? So thinking big and dreaming big, this is the vision that I share with y'all.
All right, thanks, Ricky. Hands up, Ricky.
Ricky, correct me if I'm wrong, have you been to the Philippines ever?
No, ma'am. I got my passport though. Now that I got the UFC money, you feel me? I finally got my passport. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm going. I'm going ASAP. So I'm ready
Right.
to be traveling to the island very, very soon this year already.
Where are your dream destinations in the Philippines? What have you heard that you wanted to check out?
Great question. So the first place I'll probably end up going is to Manila, of course. You know what I'm saying? To visit some of my family there, as well to San Jose. You know what I mean? As well to the beaches on the island. This is going to be some of the most favorite visions that I've seen. You know what I mean? My cousins have already visited over there as well, and my goodness, just to the vision that I envision for myself is just me, my mom, my dad, and my cousins, and we literally just hang out right there on the ocean. I love it. You know what I'm saying? The energy. I always say I view myself as a water bender. You know what I'm saying? A water element user. You know what I mean? The ocean. This is my place. You know what I mean? I know that whenever the time comes for me and my family to return back to the Philippines, to the islands, you know what I mean? It's going to be a very beautiful moment for me and my entire family. You know what I mean? To just be there and just relaxing all together as one. You know. So I'm very much so looking forward to it.
Oh, we're looking forward when you come over and visit, and we can have a sit down with these fellas. If you don't mind, these are the top sports journalists in the country, writing in the broadsheets that you see.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah, no.
every single day. Waylon, do you have a follow up question? Go ahead.
Yeah, just a quick one, Ricky. On September 25, it's going to be Robbie Lawler and Nick Diaz, part 2. So who you got, man?
Yan.
Aba. Mamaya, bebentahan mo na yan.
Hirapan.
Man, you asking the tough questions today. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I guess I may go if I'm a very, very tight fight. I'll pick Robbie Lawler.
Okay.
I'll pick Robbie Lawler today.
All right.
Yes.
Good.
It's such a joy to talk to you. I'm just curious, how much of you has been, or how much has your mother influenced you, Ricky? How big of an impact your mother is into your life?
Oh my goodness.
To raise,
Yes.
to raise someone like you who's a fighter, who's courageous, but at the same time, even if you haven't visited to the Philippines, you don't forget about your roots. We can tell you've been raised as a good man. How much of that is your mother?
Yes, I say like this, I wouldn't be the man I am without my mom. You know what I mean? I love my mom so much. Family is number one. You know what I mean? And like I said, my whole family, we've all been very close. You know what I mean? And it's always like that. You only have one family, and I'm just so thankful for to have been, for the sacrifices that my family made for everything to work, and we've all been so close. And the love that we share is number one. You know what I'm saying? So like the love from my mother, my father, you know what I mean, my grandmothers, my aunts and my uncles, but for sure, my mama would not be here without her. You know what I'm saying? Since the beginning, you know what I mean? She's always taught me the loving soul, you know what I'm saying? And oh man, you know what I mean? So I just I can't express how much it means to me. You know what I mean? To really have made my dreams come true, you know what I mean? And then now too to be able to just give back to my mom and my dad, you know what I mean, and my whole family, you know what I'm saying? And I'm in a very great place right now, you know what I mean? After winning my first, winning inside the octagon, winning my first championship like this inside the UFC, is very life changing, you know what I mean? So now it's just, now it's my turn now to give back to my family for all the sacrifices that my family did for myself and the younger ones, you know what I'm saying? Now it's my turn to give back to my mother, my father, and my elders as well. So I'm very thankful for that right now. It's a dream come true for sure.
Ricky, is it true? One final question, that when you won, you had, of course, the celebration with, of course, friends and family. Like a Filipino, you did karaoke too? Did you sing karaoke songs?
I did. Maybe y'all got a chance to see it at the press conference. I pulled out the microphone. I had my own microphone that I pulled out. You know what I'm saying? And I had done a little 3-minute little session of the karaoke right there at the press conference. You know what I mean? So I thought it was very well done to another dream come true like this, to not only be victorious in the UFC, but right after, we must keep having fun. It was crazy because the fight is so brutal. We're punching, we're elbowing, we're kicking each other. It's so crazy inside the fight. I thought it would be a great idea to then bring it down, have some fun, sing the karaoke. I do karaoke at every party, me and my family. Ever since I was a little kid, every party we do it. You know what I mean? So it's one of my
Which
favorite
song
things
did
as well,
Which song did you sing that scored you 100?
By the way,
Yeah, give me the score of 100. Let's go. I had sang Free Bird by Leonard Skinner is what I had sang on that night. You know?
Well, you know who's a fighter and who loves to sing is Manny Pacquiao. So maybe we could set up something where you could do a duet with Manny Pacquiao. Let's make that happen, man.
Oh my goodness! If this were to happen, it would be incredible. You know what I mean? He for sure was one of my inspirations as well. Not just in the realm of the martial arts, but as well. I've seen many of the videos of when Manny Pacquiao be doing his singing recording on the studio. You know what I mean? And everything like that. So that was for sure one of the inspirations as well too for me. That when I was at the press conference, I said, "Hey, let's do it." Pulled out the microphone and sang my heart away. It was great.
Well, you said in an interview that when you won in the UFC, it was your Manny Pacquiao moment. But to us, it was your Ricky Turcios moment. You deserve it, man. And we'd like to thank you for gracing us with your presence and your energy. And we surely hope this is not the last. Let's keep the communication open. Update us with a whole lot of things, okay? Your message to the Filipino fans watching us.
Yes, hey, I really appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for having me on the show. You know what I mean? And yeah, like I say as well, I say, thank you to the fans. This would not be possible without the fans. You know what I mean? So all of the Filipino fans watching all over the world. You know what I mean? All the Latino fans watching around the world, and all of the martial arts fans from all over planet Earth. I really appreciate everybody. You know what I mean? For sure, because without the fans, wouldn't have been possible. You know what I mean? So,
Salamat, Ricky. Mabuhay ka.
Salamat.
Ricky, you Google Ramon Zamora, okay?
Bye. We'll talk to you again soon.
I appreciate you.
Okay, bye. Thank you so much. That is our UFC Season 29 champion. Again, representing the Philippines in the octagon, Ricky Turcios.
Ayos
Hindi ako prepared sa ganong klaseng energy. Imagine nyo kung live yon. Kung magkakatabi tayo, nagkagulo tayo dun sa upuan siguro natin na yon. But it's so much fun because but it is an opportunity for us to get to know him more kasi talagang willing yung tao na makipag-connect sa atin dito sa Pilipinas, and we certainly hope na makakwentuhan natin siya ulit. But unfortunately, ay wala na tayong natitirang oras. We hope na enjoy niyo po ang aming programa. Would like to thank our guest, Mikey Williams. Go ahead, Abak.
Yes, bago lang matapos yung episode, paring Saldi Perez, ha?
Ingat.
Standby ka lang dyan,
Ingat, sir.
Saldi, pare.
Alright. Right. And along with, of course, our prayers for our colleagues, di ba? Pasasalamat na rin sa ating mga naging bisita today, Mikey Williams and of course Ricky Turcios and the hardworking men and women of the Chasedown. Magkita-kita ulit tayo sa mga susunod pang linggo para sa masayang sports kwentuhan. In behalf of our ka-chasers, Aba Cordero, Waylon Galvez, and Jerry Ramos, ako po si Riza Diaz. And this has been the Chasedown. We'll see you. Bye.
Saldi, pare.